Hi everyone and welcome to Stamp with Angela. I'm Angela Palmer and I'm excited to share some new product with you today. And I enjoy being able to get together with you with these Facebook Lives and videos. So thank you for taking the time to join me today, whether you're watching it live, whether you're watching the recording on Facebook, or whether you're watching on YouTube later as well. Thank you for joining me and thank you for all your support this year as well. Coming towards the end of the year, can't believe that Christmas is coming soon. And so our current mini catalogue, the July to December one, will be finishing at the end of December or early January, 4th of January. Some of those products are last chance products. They won't be carrying on. Some are discounted, some will not. So make sure you keep an eye out for those if you like any of them. And with one catalogue going away, that means a new one is coming. So in January on the 5th, we have an exciting new mini catalogue. And as demonstrators, we get to see some of this product early. We got to see it at our demonstrator event on stage back in November. And we got to have a little play with some products and things. And we get to pre-order. So we get to order this month, get our catalogues and things. And then next month, we'll be able to share it with you. So I can't show you inside the catalogue or anything yet. We're not allowed to show the catalogue, but I can show you some of the products that will be in this new catalogue. So the card I'm going to make today is one that uses new product from the January to April mini catalogue. So it's the Fancy Flora Suite. And two-step stamping, dies, all sorts of exciting things, glimmer paper, embellishments, ribbon, the works. So I'm going to turn my camera around and I'll show you the products and then I'll make a card. So if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask as we go, or if you're watching this later, please comment and I will do my best to answer your questions and things. So thank you for taking the time to join with me today. So this is a card that I've made and I'm going to show you some of the products that I use to make this card. So there are two stamp sets part of this particular suite. So this one here is called the Two-Tone Flora. So that has, as you can see, two-step stamping. So you've got like a background and then the more definition. You've got different size stamps, leaves, and that kind of thing as well. So with that is a die set. So that will help cut out, doesn't look very exciting, but they help cut out your different flowers and leaves. And then as part of that is this particular die here. May not look quite so exciting on this, but here you can see it cut out and it looks amazing. And then there is another stamp set that is part of this particular one. So it's more sentiments, different phrases and things, which is cool. So you'll see I've used the happy birthday there. I like this one. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. A great one to use if you need to send a belated birthday present. And then I really like the dies with these here. So they're kind of like tag dies. So this is the Something Fancy. And then we've got these dies that go with them. And these are small enough so they'll fit in the mini as well. So you can kind of see that they're different sizes so you can layer them up. And this was the one that I used there for the smaller sentiments. But you've got different sizes for these sentiments or, you know, anything else that you've got. There is some cool paper that goes along with this suite. So it's your more sort of pastel colours here. And it's kind of that painted look. We've sort of got flowers and painted look. A range of colours that sort of looks, yeah, very effective, quite different. And then on the other side, more sort of, not as a couple of colours, not quite as big a range of colours, but slightly more monochromatic for some. So they are a 6x6, so that's all part of the suite. Then to finish it off as well, embellishments are always good. So we've got, actually, I'll show these and then some other paper. So we've got these here, and these are some iridescent pastel gems. So I love the iridescent gems and things, but these are in the pastel colours which coordinate with your paper. And then there's some ribbon too, which is in Pool Party. The other thing that's part of this suite that I really like is the glimmer paper, or shimmer paper, actually, Fine Shimmer Paper. So it comes in 3 colours, gold, soft succulent, and then the Fresh Freesia, which you can see I've used lots of. So you get two or three sheets of each colour, let me tell you. Yeah, two of each colour. And that's what I've used to make that card there. So I took part in the wider team to as part of a swap. And so I designed a card. This card made 11 of them, I think. And then in exchange, I got a whole lot of different cards using other products from the new catalogue, which is a great way for me to share the products with my customers and things. So in the new year, for those who are in Auckland, I will hold a new catalogue launch, my open home event, and share these and other things as well. All right, so I'm going to show you how I made this card, but because I've used so much of the Fresh Freesia, we're going to do the opposite colour, and we're going to go for doing it with the Soft Succulent, which is another one of my kind of favourite colours. All right, so card base is normal size. This is a little bit shorter top and bottom than it is wide, just because of the die and how it works. So I'll show you what I mean when I can find it. I've put it down after showing you and probably buried it. Where is it? Sorry, bear with me. Need that one. Die? I just had it. You just saw it. Okay, here it is between the two stamps. Okay, so this is the die here. So a lot of American cards, they're shorter and they're a little bit wider. So you'll see with our card base, they're kind of nearly the width of a card, but I wanted framing around it. So what I've done is I have cut it, so you'll see it's actually a little bit narrower, but I wanted it kind of the height top and bottom. You could make it a fraction longer if you wanted the line at the top. I didn't, but then maybe in hindsight it holds it all together a little bit better. All right, so line it up, put it through my machine. I did go front and back. Then I used this tool to put out all the bits. You do have to poke a few of the smaller ones. So that, and then you end up with this. Oops, there's still a couple of bits needing to poke out. So you'll see what I mean. There's a little bit of a gap up there because that bit sort of wasn't attached to the top, but we can kind of add that later. So what I did was we need to adhere it to the glimmer paper. So there's a couple of options with that. I'm just going to get a piece of scrap paper in case I get a bit gluey. You can use a sponge and the liquid glue, or you can use the fine tip glue. Obviously, the wider areas like this are easy to use, but the other areas like here are a little bit harder to do. And I'm just trying to find my sponge to show you the other way of doing it, and my sponge seems to have disappeared, so we might have to just improvise. Give me 1 second to have another look. No, not cooperating. Okay, so where is my liquid glue? Having lots of trouble with. Okay, so I've got it over the back. So these things, whoops, are quite good. I'm just sort of like, whoops, we don't want to rip it either. Ideally, sponging it over would be best. But like I say, my sponge is gone walkies. Okay, what I'm actually going to do is pop it on that first, kind of to get rid of some of the excess because it doesn't squeeze out. Then I'm going to put it on here, and hopefully it won't ease out quite so much. What I'll do is I'm going to put this aside and let it dry while I stamp, and even put a punch or something on it to help it down. Now you can see that there's a bit of a gap up there, so this little bit that came off, we'll just glue that on as best we can. But like I say, you learn kind of as you do these things. So maybe if I had made it a little bit longer, then I would have had the line at the top and those bits wouldn't have come out. All right, let's put that aside, put our punch on it, press it down. Okay, let's do some stamping and then I'll show you how to put it together. So on a small scrap, we're going to do this. Now originally I was trying to decide, was I going to use the same glimmer with that paper and then or different, like a contrasting colour in the background. So I stamped that in Soft Succulent because that's what the glimmer paper was, or shimmer paper was. But actually the ribbon is Pool Party. So they're slightly different but similar. So if I did it again, I would make this Pool Party and also the ribbon Pool Party. So they kind of match. So Fresh Freesia, because we're doing opposite colours to this. So I'm actually going to start with the more detailed stamp first, because I find when it's inked up and you're trying to put on a background, then it's harder to see. Now it is photopolymer, so as you probably heard me say before, I do like to stamp on a matte because it makes it a bit spongier, a crisper kind of look. So let's stamp that. So that's full strength, and then with my background on a scrap piece, but not where the glue is, we're just going to stamp off, and then you can easily see where to line that up. Okay, I'll show you the other way around and you'll see how more difficult it is. So if we do the background first, so stamping off like so, and then going over with full strength, it's hard to see, I don't know if you can see where it is underneath. It's just really hard to line up. So yeah, I've gone off slightly. So I recommend doing the detailed one first, full strength, and then stamping off. So stamping off means stamping onto some scrap paper, and then you can get a lighter colour. So it's kind of like getting two tones with one ink pad. All right, so while we've got this out, so we'll put that one away, that's not quite so good. We're going to get another scrap piece of cardstock and stamp our sentiment. So it was just a nice long happy birthday, like so, upside down, but that doesn't matter, we're going to cut it out. All right, so then we're going to cut out those two things. Let's just see how that's going and push it down there. All right, and actually you could stamp one on the inside. So let's get some practice of our flower again and stamp another one. So do you remember which way to go? I'm just trying to find a spare white piece of cardstock to stamp on. So remember, we're going to do our detailed one first, and then after that we will do our background one. So let's watch that again. So detailed one first. There we go. Then come in with this one. Don't know if you can see me stamping off. There we go. And then it's so easy to line it up. Beautiful. Okay, so that's for the inside. We'll put that aside. All right. Let's cut this in our happy birthday out. So with those dies I showed you earlier, we've got a die here that you could obviously fussy cut it, but die cutting makes life so much easier. So look at that kind of, I don't know, V-shaped bit. Whoops, line it up. I've got a piece of, is that right? Or have I got it upside down? No, it's upside down. That's why I'm having so much trouble lining it up. That looks better. All right, I've got a piece of removable tape, and that just helps me line it up. And so it doesn't move when I'm die cutting it. All right, so for my mini machine, I've got a 1 plate, tells me what to do, and a 2 and a 2. This is for die cutting. So I'll put that one down first, this one on top, and through I go. So for things that are small, the little one is great. pretty. And my happy birthday, the same thing. Put it through, and using that long die, here it is, cutting it out. So again, a bit of tape to hold it in place. Line it up. Okay. With the Mini, it's good to, I probably over-staggered it, but don't have all your plates lined up, because it's quite hard to go and kind of, what's the word? Stagger them a little bit so it's easier to go through. All right. Now what I've done is I've cut another one as well. That's just a blank one, and you'll see why afterwards. So I've made a couple of changes to this one compared to the first one, because you know, you learn things as you go. All right, so let's put my example back up so you can see what we're working towards. Okay, so that looks stuck on, which is great. So we're going to put that onto there first of all, and then we'll put some ribbon around. Okay, now I could use Pool Party, but it sort of gets a little bit lost. So I've actually got some Fresh Freesia ribbon, which is kind of contrasting, and then it works with our stamped image and things. So I'm going to cut a piece to go around the back and put it on with some tape. She says, trying to find tape. Not cooperating. Tape, tape, tape. Here we go. Seal will be good. All right, so let's put, this one's not cooperating. Here we go. I don't know why it's not working on that side. Here we go. All right. So we're going to put it across like that and glue it on. Try and line it up. There we go. Oops, it's moved a little bit. There we are. So with our flower, we're going to put that on with a couple of dimensionals. So ideally, I'll sort of put it above and below the ribbon. And then we'll do our little knot thing afterwards. So like so. And let's do our little knot. So I just need a small piece. Hopefully I haven't made it too small, which is hard to tie. There we go. All right, so with this one I've just had the one, but I thought it might be nice to kind of stagger it like that. So I'll glue them together first. Oops, did a good idea to put it up the right way though. I don't know, like that maybe. Okay, so we'll put that on with dimensionals as well. 1, 2. There we are. And then on the inside, I've got my piece, which we stamped before as well. Whoops. All right, so the question is, which colour do you like? So here are two lovely cards using the Fancy Flora Suite. So I've used the dies, so they're the from the two-toned Flora bundle. So that's the flowers and that big die. And then we've used the shimmer paper. So So it's not glitter paper, it's shimmer paper, and it is nice. It does have that shimmer behind it as well, which really looks nice with that very detailed die on the front. And then our two-step stamping with our flower, some ribbon, and the contrasting colour, and then our sentiment as well. So that is today's card, and a sneak peek at all these wonderful products that you can get next year. Oh, we don't want our dimensional there. That you can get next year from the catalogue. So I can't show you the inside, but this is the catalogue that will be coming along with Celebration. So for those who have ordered from me in the past, particularly over the last 6 months or so, later in the month I'll be sending out the catalogues to you. If you haven't received them from me before and you would like them, you don't have another demonstrator, please get in touch with me and I can send them to you. Alright, so there you go. So there is today's card, a sneak peek from this catalogue that will be coming up soon. So I'd really like to take this opportunity to thank everybody, whether you've been watching my Facebook Lives regularly or watching for the first time, or my videos and things on YouTube, that kind of thing. I do really appreciate it. And this was something new that I started this year, doing a Facebook Live every Thursday afternoon. So this is going to be my last one for the year. Obviously next week gets busy getting close to Christmas, and then I'll have a break over January, and then I'll look up starting again in the new year and things, so I'll be in touch when that happens. So thank you for all your support. If you are interested in, you know, being inspired with cards like this, with tutorials, with knowing what's happening, and you're not on my mailing list, I would encourage you to sign up to my mailing list. I send out a big newsletter at the beginning of the month, and then other emails in the other weeks. I'll let you know of any promotions and different things. And also you get exclusive tutorials that are only in my newsletter, not anywhere else. So after this is finished, I'll share a link in the comments of where you sign up if you're not already doing that. So thank you again. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, Happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year if I don't have contact with you before then. So thank you everyone, and we'll see you again next year. Thanks, bye.